Hello everyone and welcome to Panda Talks Football. I know there has been a lot of gap between the previous video, but still, let's discuss Barcelona news roundup till today. So let's start the video on a good note. Tony John Marte reports that in Thursday's training, Frenkie de Jong was able to participate in part of the session with the rest of his teammates, but the club chose not to announce it. Frenkie can be considered 99% recovered from his ankle sprain. Well, that's definitely a good news and encouraging news for us Barca fans before our tie against the PSG. Let's wish and hope that Frenkie recovers in time so that Xavi has more options in his midfield to enforce the midfield and play against the PSG. Next, we have some details from an official interview given by the Laporta's boy, João Felix. João Felix in an interview stated that, "I hope Barca will go and sign Bernardo Silva. He's a top player and top guy. He's always asking me about Barcelona as his family is here. I told Bernardo it's all perfect and said for him to join us." That's a major update regarding the Bernardo Silva. At this stage, we all know that Bernardo Silva really wants to join Barcelona, and he's also Xavi's bet, one of the favorite options for Xavi. Just after this interview, Fernando Polo came forward and said, "People close to Bernardo Silva suggest that he's edging closer towards the end of his chapter at Manchester City. He's always liked a potential Barcelona move, and Xavi loves him as well. But this is something Barcelona has to decide." What I think this is really controversial thing, whether Barcelona should go for him or not. Yes, he's a really good player, a really potentially world-class player, but he's also around 30 years old as of now. And he's having a release clause in his contract, which is at least 50 million. Not a less amount for a 30 years old, especially for a club like Barcelona struggling so much financially. Well, this is something for the Laporta and the boys to decide. Let's see what they do regarding it. Next, we have an update from the squad of Barcelona to face PSG. Gabriel Sanz, a journalist, reports that Xavi is considering starting with Sergio Roberto against PSG. Well, my opinion, watching his recent performances, I do not think this is a very bad idea. I'd rather go with Fermin Lopez if we are not starting Frenkie de Jong in this match. I feel like it's better to go with Fermin Lopez in case Frenkie de Jong is not 100% fit and we do not want to rush him. Yeah, Xavi should better go with the Fermin Lopez. He is actually our goal scorer, one of the main goal threats in our team. Next, we have an update coming out from the Alex Pintanel, who says the dressing room believe that Xavi is going to continue. The club also thinks that he'll reconsider his decision. People within Barca see him with renewed energy. Well, watching the recent performances of Barcelona, I feel like yes, his enthusiasm must have been elevated after the recent performances of Barcelona. Barcelona have gained the momentum, but let's see what happens against the PSG. I feel like that will be a major factor, a really big factor in decision of Xavi, whether he wants to continue or not. After that, there is a slight of the transfer update coming out of the Diario Sport. The Besiktas, the Turkish football club, is interested in signing Oriol Romeu, the player who has been struggling recently at Barcelona. There has been a club in Turkey, Besiktas, who have came forward with the interest to sign him. That would be really good for Oriol Romeu. I believe he needs a change of scenery. He's really under pressure at Barcelona, not performing up to well, and in order to regain the confidence, I feel it's better for him to move to a lower league and play there. And I also feel like his quality is up to that level. He's not at the level to play at Barcelona or a bigger club. I hope this thing materializes and they pay us a decent amount of money. After that, I've got a report coming out of the Diario Sport regarding our manager position. The Diario Sport reports that Flick's agent Pini Zahavi, who's really close to Barcelona, told Barca that Flick wants to return to training as soon as possible with a big team, a team outside Germany if possible, and Barca suits his ambitions. The club told Xavi that no decisive decisions will be made at this time of the season because the team is currently competing for 2 titles. Flick knows that there is a possibility that Xavi will continue and he's ready to wait until the end of the season, although there are other teams interested in him, but his priority is to wait for Barca. Behind the scene, Flick is working in case he gets selected. He thinks about the tactical adjustment that can be made and follows Barca matches. Coming out of the Diario Sport, yeah, this is something which has been quite repetitive, that Flick wants to join Barcelona. He's very ambitious for Barcelona. And yes, if Barcelona cannot convince Xavi to reconsider his decision and stay. I feel like Flick will be a very good option, man. He's a treble winning manager. He's just so ambitious to work with this, so ambitious to come with this. I hope that in case Xavi doesn't renew, he would be a really good option. Even though some people have their doubts regarding him, but I feel like he'd be a really good option for us. And finally, something from the daily lifestyles of our footballer, especially for the Kounde fans, that Jules Kounde just came to the Barca 1 presentation with a new hairstyle. I feel like he has made this hairstyle for our quarterfinals tie against PSG. I feel like with this he might be able to trap Mbappe in his hairs. Well, that's all from my side regarding the news roundup for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. And finally, Vizca Barca.